Well, welcome back to our little shop. Here we are again solving all the world's major problems, one guitar and amplifier at a time. So anyway, today's little project for this afternoon, we are working on a G&L the customer brought in to have me do a setup on and change his pickups. This is actually an Indonesian model G&L, just to affirm that. And I did a rough setup on it and then decided to move on to electronics. And lo and behold, I have found another gremlin. We have again another shielding issue. You can see they've used the carbon conductive paint. They've grounded this one for the humbucker neck pickup, so the cavity for it has been connected to ground properly, but the rear pickup cavity and a control cavity are not connected to ground. So basically they're not doing anything. So the two places in the guitar that really need the most shielding protection from noise are completely vulnerable. Something else I noticed, you see we've got our little extra ground wire here that's connected here to the bridge. With this particular instance we don't need it because if you look, most Telecaster rear pickups that have the grounding plate here, and that's why it's called a grounding plate, it's also a flux director, is grounded, so your bridge is grounded through your mounting bolts for your pickup. So you do not need this additional grounding wire. So we're going to get on here and connect these two cavities and see if we can quiet this thing down a little bit. Moving on. Okay, so we've managed to do our little brass screw trick that I commonly use with shielding paint. I've of course installed a little brass screw here into the cavity, to the side into the shielding paint to make a connection. You can see it now. That's connected to ground. That one's connected to ground. And that one's connected to ground. So, the reason I use a Phillips head countersunk brass screw is because, well, one, you can solder to the brass. Two, the countersunk head seats into the shielding paint better and gives you a good connection to the paint. And the Phillips head allows you to drive it in easier without slipping. So there you go, there's my reasons. You've seen me use this trick. If you're following the channel, you've seen me use the brass screws before for shielding issues. So we're going to move on to installing the pickups. Something else I want to mention here is the solder connections on this guitar were pretty horrible too. Actually the rear pickup lead fell off here when I took the plate off, and the ground was actually really bad right here too. So it's another good thing we're doing this and we can catch this as we're changing the pickups. And there we go. A setup, a shielding repair, two new Seymour Duncan pickups that he wanted, some wiring repairs, and we're all set. So there it is, an Indonesian G&L ready to go out the door. So until next time, play nice. I'll see you later.